Well, all right, folks. Welcome to another session of our Out of the Abyss, or Dungeons and Dragons. I am your Dungeon Master, Dungeon Mister, and we are joined by all of our wonderful players today. If you guys want to say hello or I don't know, whatever, you can, I guess. I don't know.
Hello.
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 Hi. Greetings.
Hello.
Yes. And, well, we're going to start the session off the same way we start every session. A little bit of a recap to pick up on what happened last time. So, without further ado, let's get into it. Last time, you guys were curious about these calls that were coming out from around this cavern you were hoping to spend the night in. You discovered it was actually coming from the water itself as it lapped up on the shore of the island, greatly exaggerated by two smaller pools of fresher water on the island. Investigating one of these pools, you saw it was rather deep and held a stone sarcophagus within it. Some of you were curious, but mostly wary, especially given the calling out beforehand for help and seemed ominous. Almost leaving it alone before going to bed, Fungi gave the stone slab a tap with his staff within the water, but the water fought back. It grabbed him and pulled him under. Well, if he had to breathe, would have been trying to drown him, it seemed like, but fortunately he did not. The rest of you came to his rescue, trying to get him free, and anyone else that fell prey to this animated water, which was kind of hard to discern with the rest of the water within. Many of you, pretty beaten after this endeavor, wanted to get some rest for the day's events. Figured maybe check out the sarcophagus in the morning, at least when you were all better rested, if you were going to check it out at all. But when morning came, some of you were going to your fishing or what have you. Sure enough, Fungi went and opened the sarcophagus in the water, which held a mummified elven individual. This mummy quickly animated as well and tried to murder Fungi. Led to another rescue of our mushroomed individual, which it did happen pretty quickly. The mummy was mostly tatters, but it did pack a punch, at least on Fungi. During this, everyone kind of hurried to the raft, hoping to get out of this small cave and set off further into the dark lake. And although some items were gained from it, Weller gave a stern warning and a light lecture about the dangers of the Underdark, which was met with mostly silence, as he seemed right, mostly. But sticking together on the raft, you started to head down some caves, and after a time, waters got a little bit rougher through these narrow caverns. Not too bad yet, but the watery caves ahead split up, one direction being pulled much harder, and you could see rapids down it. You tried to steer to the calmer waters, but to your best tries, the rapids took hold of your large raft as you started to promptly go down them. And that's where we're going to pick up. You guys are all in the rapids right now. So the first thing I'm going to do here, I'm going to have everyone roll two things for me. I want everyone to roll me some initiative, just to make this a little easier. And also, I want everyone to roll me a dexterity check. I will allow for the crocodile to give me a strength.
History check or saving throw?
Check.
Check. Of course it's
History.
I
I mean, it's still an 18, so I'll take it. All right, so 22. That is only a check though, so it would be a 19, a 10, an 18, a 7, and an 8.
All right, where is the dex check? Rather than it's just under the saving throws, isn't it?
Just click your main ability, like on the
Yeah, where it
big
says
number.
dexterity.
Oh,
Yeah.
okay.
It's all banking on you, Malachar.
Or click history.
Or click history, because
Wow.
it's still a d20 roll.
I didn't know I was at disadvantage.
It is not a disadvantage. It's just going to take your... I mean, oh, you were at disadvantage
The
for
first
something
roll.
else previously. I'm still going to take your first roll. But being a 6,
Yeah, that's
you hear
terrible.
a loud crack as the water cracks into your vessel. Where's my boat stuff at? As the boat kind of takes a little bit of damage. Not too bad. But it did suffer some wounds from this.
Now, you said last time there was something that was going to be advantageous for us repairing the boat, didn't you?
You kind of like looked at it and figured out how to repair it. You would need some tools to repair it with. Or
Gotcha.
rather, ingredients. Not ingredients. Components.
Materials.
There you go. That's the word I was looking for. Which, things like those large mushrooms, which is essentially what this was made out of. Zirkwood, as they're called. But the boat and you guys, along with it, are carried down a little ways.
Steven, not to interrupt, but just because I heard feedback on Chris's, am I coming through loud on this? Because I can turn my output down if I need to.
I think you seem fine. Maybe a little bit on the loud
Yeah.
side, but I think you're good.
Okay.
But let me roll for the NPCs here. Rincewind, at the start of your turn, I need a dexterity or strength saving throw. All right, with a 15. Is there anything you'd like to do to help combat the rapids?
I guess I'm gonna kind of hunker down, but I don't know who has the oars or not. So I'm just going to.
It was Weller, Malachar. I'm putting red dots on the ones that had oars.
Casmus, I had one in the back to.
And Casmus had one at the
navigate.
back, and Hemeth, because everyone was trying to steer to the left last time. I'd say if you want, there are spare oars about. Why not?
Okay. I'll mage hand a spare oar into my hand and then try to, help control the rudder and look out at the rocks ahead of us to try to say left or right.
Okay.
If I can see swells. Is it like a flat bottom?
It
This thing?
is kind of, as you're kind of going over one of the rapids now, you can see right in front of you there is an area of rocks and just like kind of mashing up of white water essentially. It looks to the left. Actually, give me a perception check or survival, your call.
Rincewind's trying to figure out what kind of hull we have on this boat. We got like a Carolina skiff, flat bottom. We got a V hull, a Z hull.
I would say
Yeah.
with a 9 in this moment, you would think to the left, but also in the split moment, it's too quick. You don't think you'll make it to the left, so it might be. It's your call on what you want to do there. I'd say it is your action to
Okay.
kind of perceive. You can call out whatever you want.
Okay. I'm just gonna call out, hold on, we're hitting some rapids. Keep an eye on your pal.
All right. I'll take us to Weller. Weller, what are you doing to try? and go the course of this rapids.
We decided that we're much too heavy for levitate, so that's not gonna
Very
happen.
much so.
Yeah. Don't think I have anything else cool that's going to help.
At the start of your turn first, though, give me a strength or dexterity save. Your call. All right, so this will actually make that a lot easier for you. Well, roll me a d4.
Really testing out the shitty work laptop rolls.
Yeah. Well, I mean, a d4 will be, gotta get a 4. Love it.
There we
Love
go.
it, Weller.
Do you really?
I-
Or is this gonna bug me?
It's not a good thing for you. As
Damn it.
Weller is thrust from this bump, goes flying 20 feet in the air, splashes into the water.
Steven, I love you, man.
Yeah.
But this feels like a toxic relationship.
I mean, that's how all relationships are. So get used.
Are
to
you?
it.
You're getting me back for that healing save the other night, aren't you?
That's it. That's exactly what it is. But you do go flying 20 feet into the water as you splash down and start getting sucked a lot quicker than it just kind of flows a lot quicker. So getting back to the boat is going to be quite hard.
Roger that.
You have an oar in your hand at the moment.
That'll be helpful in my current predicament. So does this work like a normal turn, like movement, action?
Sure.
Okay. I mean, I'm just gonna move with the flow. The boat's going to be heading the same way,
Okay.
I would assume.
Give me an athletics save then, or athletics check,
Okay.
to try and just swim and just let it go with you and kind of help yourself to.
Literally just trying to go with the flow, I guess.
All right, with the 16, you do kind of go with the flow and kind of spotting these little bits of less rapid like. You do kind of find a little spot where there's not too much tension in the water, but it does start dragging you down this way.
Am I able to gauge any kind of depth?
It's probably about 10 to 15 feet in different spots. In some areas, like right at the edge of the rapid, like edge of the light falls, it's only a couple of feet. But there are, I'd say right where you're at, it's actually pretty deep. That's why it's
Okay.
a little calmer in that spot. Anything else for Weller? If you want, you can move even quicker down these rapids, but that's your call.
Just
With the athletics
quicker
check,
to my death.
essentially, yeah.
No, I'm gonna trust the athletics check to just kind of keep me treading water as best I can for the
All
moment.
right. Not hitting your head on any rocks. I gotcha. Maybe
Yeah.
using that oar a little bit to kind of like feel the bottom and bounce yourself off the side of the wall there so you don't crash into that. Now, I'll take us to Dusk. Dusk, what are you doing? You at the start of your turn, strength or dexterity save, your call. All right. Yeah, what are you doing?
I don't know if that would be useful or not. All right, so Dusk is going to move back more towards the middle of the raft,
Okay.
positioning himself between these three, well, as evenly as possible.
This is kind of like
And-
a hut in the center of the raft there. Or a small
Okay.
little, like a cabin almost. I'd say you can walk there. There's probably like an opening on each side, so you can walk into it if you want.
And I am going to sink my foot claws into the bottom of the boat
And just
like
try
a cat would.
Okay.
And be prepared to reach out and grab any one of these three if it looks like they're about to go over.
Okay, gotcha. Will take us to surprise guest number 1.
Of course.
From out of the water. You would see what looks to
Is
be...
it a surprise?
Yeah, I know, right? You would see what looks to be a fish-like creature, maybe 10, 11 feet long, arms, face kind of similar to that of the Kuo-toa, but more intelligent in its eyes as it splashes up out of the water. And looks to go right for Weller. With Weller, you
Why
would,
wouldn't
you
it?
would you would see this creature.
Maybe he's friendly.
Yeah,
The Naga.
Yeah, he looks
Uh,
friendly.
he looks pretty friendly.
Does anybody speak Abyssal? I think we've been over this before.
Oh God, didn't I speak that
Yes.
last campaign and nothing talked to me?
Yeah,
Yeah.
I speak
or it was
Abyssal.
Infernal.
It was infernal. You're right.
It quickly swims over to Weller and tries to impale you with a harpoon, as you would just hear this kind of splashing, muttering coming from it. This stop, as it tries to stab you with a large harpoon. You can see a large chain attached to it as well, but it's right up on you, so it's just gonna do a regular harpoon attack.
Very friendly.
Getting a natural 20. So
course.
first roll for me. As Weller, you take 17 points of piercing damage.
Ew.
As it kind of pierces you and kind of pulls you close with that. And it goes in for a gnarly bite.
Oh, see, I was gonna say maybe it was trying to rescue me, but
No, as it pierces you with the harpoon and bites down onto you. Getting an 18 to hit.
yeah.
As you take 9 more points of piercing damage. As you would see the water quickly get the edge there fill with red. That'll take us to Casmus.
Suddenly not going to be my problem much longer.
Casmus, at the start of your turn, give me a strength or a dexterity save.
Thank God.
All right.
Thank God, never
With
mind.
the rapids kind of holding your footing there, what are you doing?
Well, first he's probably gonna tell the crocodile to go down there, to point there, but he's also gonna throw in Eldritch Blast at the creature that just appeared.
All right. Give me an Eldritch
Distract him.
Blast. 26 will very much hit this creature.
Ooh.
As this
Nice.
kind of red and blue blast arcs towards him, or them. Takes 7 points of force damage. Anything else for Casmus?
No, that'll be it. He's gonna stay a little bit back
All
in case he
right.
needs to.
That'll take us to Malakar. Malakar, at the start of your turn, strength or a dexterity save.
Oh no.
Getting a natural 1. Roll me a d4, please.
Oh Jesus, this is great.
I'm gonna say with the natural 1, there's gonna be some worse things. You don't fall too far. But you do take 11 points of bludgeoning damage as you slam onto a rock right there. And just get pummeled into the water. Now your turn is
Awesome.
yours.
Cool.
I was trying to keep an eye out on these
that
three
is
and try
true.
to grab one of
That
them
is
if they
true.
went over. Can
Give
I try to
me.
do something?
Yes, absolutely. I totally forgot. So before that, give me a dexterity save. Dusk. I think dexterity save, right? It seemed about right to quickly grab him. 15. Malakar, take that damage away. Give yourself those hit points back as
Oh, Jesus.
Dusk quickly
Not that
reaches
many.
out to grab you as you nearly fall off the edge of the boat. You see blood in your future. Almost envision your head cracking onto the side of those rocks there in the rapids. But Dusk saves you. So now your turn is yours, Malakar.
Okay. So at this point, I look back at Dusk and say, thank you. And leap into the water anyways.
Hey, it's of his own free will now.
Yeah.
Are you swimming after this creature?
Yes. Do I have the... It's
I
like,
would
is
say
the movement...
you could jump over from here and leap at it if you wanted to.
Okay, yeah. And then from there,
Yeah.
I will take a swing at it.
All right. As dawn's radiant light shines down on it, you see its eyes glisten, almost in a reflection of dawn's light. 24 will hit. As it will take 10 points of radiant damage. As that seemed like it really smarted. Didn't like that at all. As you stab into its backside as it's just harassing Weller a lot. It lets out kind of a hiss, and its head quickly kind of turns towards you. Anything else for Malakar?
That'll be it for me.
All right. That will take us to Fungi, the crocodile.
Do I still need to start with a throw if I'm already in the water?
You don't, because you're already in the water. I do need crocodile as a swim speed, so I don't need it. No, you're good. Actually, give me an athletics check. We'll say that. Just to test.
Let's try. Yeah.
All right, with a nat 20, if you move with the flow, you can move twice as fast. You know how to navigate rapids as this crocodile, kind of feeling the second skin, seeing where the rocks crash and the kind of better spots to kind of speed you up. So as long as you go with the flow, you can move twice your crocodile speed.
And I just use it to be better prepared as a reaction. If anybody else falls off, then I can quickly go and get them, kind of, help them from avoiding rocks, or quickly nab somebody to get them back onto the boat if they fall off.
You can ready a dash action.
Okay, that's what I'm gonna do. If anybody falls off, and if anybody new falls off the boat, I'll go and grab them quickly.
All right.
That's it.
That will take us to all the NPCs, as they are all going to start. Well, Jim Jar, Spiderbait are going to kind of shooting their shots. Spiderbait hits. Jim Jar also hits, as they deal a total of 14 points of damage to this creature. Hemeth will start to kind of get a rope and just kind of ready to lasso it against someone. Turby's gonna... Oof. Hey, what's going on? We gotta... Look, stay still. Actually, let me roll something real quick. So both Turvy and Hemeth do fall off the boat.
Of course.
So you can
So,
dash
with that, can I
towards
use my
one of
reaction?
them. Yeah.
Based on what I seem to be able to see, I can't really see Topsy too well, so I'm
That's true.
so shooting over to Emmett to get under him and get him back to the boat.
I would say you can't quite get it. You can kind of like... He can land on you. How about that? So he's there.
That's fine.
So on
Either
his
way,
turn,
he's
on
like
his
more
turn,
on top of me, and I'm by the boat.
So for his turn, he can hop back onto the boat. Thank you, big monster.
I don't know how to do an alligator or crocodile noise.
They didn't make much noise.
Yeah, they hiss. But that will end the NPC. Well, Turby's going to real quick. Let me just roll see how he does with his swimming. He does not do good with his swimming. Turvy gets dragged down to the falls and just starts getting battered by them. He's like, help me! And he's not doing good. That'll take us to Rincewind.
Holy shit. Okay. I guess I am going to... Didn't I cast Bless in the last session? Did that fall flat?
It was... You can...
I don't remember because there was something about the...
That was during the skill... You were trying to help out with the skills with the Bless. And so I let it kind of attempt to help with that, even though Bless isn't meant for that. But I would say at the start of your turn, I do need a Dex or Strength save.
Okay. Yeah.
All right, roll me a d4. All right, with a 2, you also fall into the water.
Oosh.
And you hear loud splashes. Half of you guys are on, half are off. Good news is you're near Turvy, as he's getting tossed and turned around.
Okay.
Oh, what are you doing?
So, I guess I'm, I am going to try to swim back to the boat.
All right, give me an athletics check. With a 16, you can use... It would take all of your movement to get back to the boat.
Okay. And
Start standing up. Get yourself out. You quickly swim back. And you're back on the boat.
all right. And then I'll scream out to Turvy, get in the fetal position. And then as man, I'm gonna end my turn.
You want to take the dodge action, or?
Well, I thought my action was to do the athletics check to
No,
get back
I
on
would
the
say
boat.
that's just part of your movement. It just requires an athletics to move in the water. Yeah, you still have your action.
Oh, okay. Let's see. Yeah, I guess if I can, I'll try to. Man, I don't know if there's anything I could do for that dude. I don't really. Sorry.
That's fair.
Yeah, I really don't have a whole lot that I can do to help him. If I throw I can thorn whip him, but that just pulls him right back to the brink of the,
Yeah.
Yeah. I'm sorry, Turvy. I mean, good luck to you in all your endeavors. I mean, I had my turn.
All right.
I don't say
if-
that out
if-
loud, obviously.
Yeah.
But
I mean, if you want, you can do something to try and help steer the ship or whatever. with your action.
yeah.
It seems like
okay.
a lot of people are focused on getting people back in the boat. Nobody's really
If I can
focusing
get
on
that,
the ship.
okay. You know what? How far is this dude? I might as well. Oh, he's just too far. I guess is Sacred Flame 60 feet? Yeah, I'll cast Sacred Flame at the guy that Malakar seems to be riding.
All right.
Sorry about that.
He got a
Length
big,
of
he
that
got a
turn,
big, he
my
got a big, he
guys.
got a big. You know, you're good. He got a big 5 on his dex save,
Okay.
so he will take. 4.
I don't know what the extra dice was there. Sorry.
I think it's the.
Oh, it's I have.
Yeah. He will take 4 points of sacred damage. And actually, at the start of this turn, you 3 engaged with this. I need. Actually, both you guys rolled sick athletics checks, so I'm gonna. You guys do fall over the falls here. The boat, as nobody's maintaining it, does crash further and gets harmed. Turvy goes over. And yeah, that'll take us to Weller, getting plunged under the water for a moment here. I would say you would notice, and Rincewind at this point, there are more creatures in the water up ahead.
Great.
Weller, at the start of your turn, I need an athletics check. Nat 20. You can move any direction you want. If you go with the flow, you can move twice as fast. So essentially, you can move 30 feet downstream, or you can move 15 feet upstream if you wanted to, or across, or whatever.
Well, you said any direction. Can I go up? I would like Weller to be able to fly.
Not that, no.
Shit.
But, like, you can move 15 feet that way, or you can move like 30 feet this way. You know.
I am not in great shape to engage this guy.
Second wind.
I know. Okay. What's that? What were you going to say, Jim?
I thought to ask a question, but I'm not going to because it's a little out of turn, sort of. The question about the mechanics of this battle, but I can wait.
That's fair.
Wait until after I'm dead, please.
Well,
Hold your tongue.
Because my question could influence the decision you make, and that would not be fair.
No,
So
I understand.
I'll shut
I
up.
understand.
I appreciate that.
Okay, so 15 feet back's not really going to help me. You know what?
You can always take the dash action too, but creature would get an
I
attack
would
of
get
opportunity.
attack of opportunity
Correct.
unless I disengaged, and then I wouldn't get the dash, and it would still be 15 feet.
It does
and
seem
then
like
where
a,
would I
a
be?
little bit of calm before the next set of rapids.
You know what? Yeah. This is Weller we're talking about.
Yeah.
Weller's going to take an attack on this guy with the fucking Galave.
Sure. Dropping your... It will be at disadvantage, because it is a slashing weapon in water mechanics here. Actually, I'll say with your natural 20, no disadvantage.
Fantastic. Thank you, sir.
Let's see that Glave attack. 21 will absolutely hit this guy.
Fantastic.
Cool.
You deal 13 points of slashing as you kind of like using the wall there as kind of like a helping stabilize you for a moment. You bounce off of it and slash across this essentially demonic merfolk across their chest as this black blood just starts bleeding out into the water. They let out this kind of hissing yowl almost, as it almost sounds like water singeing on a hot plate.
Ooh.
Sizzling. That's as they fall limp in the water, and their body gets kind of stuck in that little undertow of that rapid there. And
Oh,
goes
so
for
he's
well.
just like getting beat to shit. Just
Yeah,
like a washing machine.
exactly.
Hell yeah. Weller is going to take the moment to bonus action Second Wind.
All right.
Oh,
Very nice.
yeah, I was hovering on that 10 for a second, though.
I saw that.
All right, so that's 10 points. I'll take it. And, all right. Well, I guess he's dead. I have movement.
You have movement. You can move double move if you move downstream, or within this kind of diagonal in this kind of shallower, or not shallow. This is the
You said it
deeper
was-
area. So you could.
You
move
said it was
30.
calmer, more towards the center?
Yeah. So I would say in here you can move full 30 feet.
Okay. I will make my way over to... I'm going to make my way over kind of like in front of...
All right.
to try to hopefully like slow him or right him or do whatever I can for him.
I gotcha.
And that'll be it.
I'll take us to Dusk. Dusk.
You
Start
need
of
to
your
save,
turn.
so
Yep. Strength or Dex. You're good to go. Holding your feet steady, digging your cat claws in. Let's hear that question. I'm curious.
the question was going to be based on the water environment and what was going around if attacks of opportunity were still game. And you answered that question. All right.
Yep, fair enough.
Dusk will turn around and give Casmus a very stern glare and say, "Don't fall off." And then he's going to move up here and repeat. Sink his claws in and be ready to grab if any one of these three starts to launch off.
All right. I'll take us to these guys. As I was like, oh, where'd Malachar go? The dice was sitting right on top of his token. As two more of these creatures emerge from the depths of this still water. One of them, right up next to Turvey, is going to take a bite towards him. Actually missing. And then he's going to launch a harpoon at Weller. Getting a 19 to hit Weller.
You know that just missed. No, it hits. It's a hit.
As you are, I need a strength saving throw, or strength. Give me a strength check. Not saving, just a check. as it just kind of grazes your shoulder. Pretty hardly graze, but it doesn't kind of pierce into you as it tries to pull you along with it. You kind of release yourself from its hooks as it is biting onto Turvey. The other one, kind of seeing you guys coming, is going to... Gonna roll for it. Got 3 good targets. Throw a harpoon at Jimjar. Hitting Jimjar. As Jimjar takes 13 points of piercing damage, and is pulled into the water. This would be a strength check if you want to use your reaction now, Dusk.
Okay.
You just needed one more. As it was essentially fighting the Marrow's strength, but he rolled a 19. So as you reach out for Jimjar, try to hang on to him. You do grab him for a second, but the weight behind the pull as he is flung into the water. That'll take us to Casmus. Casmus, start of your turn. You already know what it is. 12's good. What is Casmus doing?
Well, I'm just gonna check how much it is. 60 feet, and let me see. No, that's not what I want to do. So I'm gonna cast Shatter. Oh no, never mind. I just saw he's right there. Too risky. So first I'm gonna get closer to the front. Getting closer to the front, and I'm actually. Would it be an action if I was to like? Because right now we would be not really. No, it's probably a good move. I was gonna say I'm gonna put the immovable rod so that Dusk can hold on even more, but it'd be too risky to lose it.
Well, it's your call. The boat weighs less than 5,000 pounds. I'll say that.
Yeah, but would there be like a hole that I could probably put the somewhere I could put the rod so that it doesn't
I'll say
it sticks out?
Give me your call, perception or investigation. Say the DC's 10 to try and look for somewhere to place the rod. Yeah, you would see kind of in between some of the slats there of the logs. Looks to be a couple of indentations from old hammer marks or chisels, maybe, where you could place the rod.
That would be the action.
That would be your action. Click.
So he's gonna put the rod right there, and he's gonna tell Dusk, if you need to hold on to grab one of them, hold on to the rod. And
so you place it into the raft and click it.
Yeah. And you click it so the raft doesn't move, so we can take care of these guys and then
all right,
rescue all of our friends.
At that, I will need Rincewind, Dusk, Hemeth, and Spiderbait to give me a dex save. +2 for them. It's nothing too terrible with this one. Just as the boat kind of comes to a halt, Rincewind and Spiderbait fall prone.
That's awesome, actually.
Anything else for Casmus?
Nope, that'll be it.
That'll take us to Malachar. Malachar, at the start of your turn, you need a athletics check. 15. You are not impeded any more than normal swim speed. So you do have 15 feet of movement with your movement, but no extra speed, no detriment. As you are muted also.
I'll swim up next to that guy there
All right.
and take a swing at him.
All right. It will be at disadvantage
Okay.
because water fighting.
Right. So just roll again.
Just roll one more time. We're going to take the lesser of the two. An 11 just misses as he's a much more proficient swimmer than you. It's just kind of seeing you coming a mile away with your bright ass sword. He dodges as you swing Dawn.
That'll be it for me then.
All right. Taking us to Fungi, the crocodile, as you do notice the boat, the raft, has come to a complete halt. What does Fungi do?
Is Turvy unconscious?
Nah, he's just kind of doing his best to tread water.
Alright. Well, I won't move, but now that I can see him, I want to move up by him and try and like just put my tail or something right by him to hopefully he gets the idea to grab on and just ready a dash. So if he grabs on, I get back to the other side of the boat or far to the other side of the boat as I can with him.
Gotcha. Fair enough. Give me a... Nah, he'll get what you mean. I guess that's it for Fungi?
Yeah, that's it.
Alright, that will take us to
Intimidation check.
the NPCs as Spider-Bay will stand up. That was weird. We're not moving. And he'll pick his bow up and take a shot at one of these marrow. Hitting. I'll shoot at the left one for 5 points damage. Hemeth will kind of start getting rope and just throw it out there. So there's a rope now just dangling. Jim Jar will attack this creature as best he can at disadvantage, so fortunately no sneak attack for him. He does hit with one of his attacks though. He does 5 points of piercing damage. Let me actually roll real quick for them swimming. As Jim Jar gets swept under the current and starts floating away. He takes 4 points damage. As he has lost control of his swimming abilities. He's like, oh, help me! Turvy, yeah, he'll take a cue from the alligator, the crocodile. Why not?
And then so if he's grabbed on, I'm gonna head that direction.
Try and swim over here.
Yeah, wherever it is. Like I couldn't
Yeah,
quite get
yeah,
there,
you're good.
but-
You know, squares don't really matter too much in the scheme of like movement things. Like you get the idea of what you're doing. The creature will take a harpoon attack against you as you swim away from it. Getting a 25 to hit.
Jesus.
As
Yeah.
the crocodile takes 13 points of piercing damage.
That's 6. Okay.
And that'll take us to Rincewind.
Okay. I am going to kind of half-heartedly get up on my knees, and I'm going to cast Bless on. Oh, I need to make a dex save, right?
No, the boat is at a standstill.
Oh, great!
Somehow it's
Awesome.
just it's not moving.
Right. So I am going to go ahead and cast Bless on Weller, Chasmus, and Dusk.
All right.
As I say, Zerthimon, guide us through these troubled waters.
All right. As you would
And-
feel you would all see a flickering of kind of chromatic light for a brief moment on each of you.
And then I guess I'll as a bonus action, I am going to empower my next attack with force
All right.
with my Horizon Walker ability.
Gotcha.
Rig.
Is it not the next attack of that turn?
I don't know if it has to be of that turn.
I don't either. That's why. Horizon Walker is one of the less taken ranger choices.
Yeah.
It could be. I don't know. We'll figure it out. But anything else for your turn?
Oh yeah, it's on this
It
turn.
is on this turn.
Okay, so nope, I'm gonna end my turn there.
All right. That'll take us to Weller. Weller, at the start of your turn, you need an athletics check. Ten. All right. Your movement is not hindered or helped. Going against the current is hard to do. So it would be, if you wanted to move back up, you could move 10 feet. But you can swim as normal side to side and going downstream.
Roger that. Fairy fire that motherfucker.
All right.
Sink his battleship.
As multicolored lights fall on top of him. What is the DC for your fairy fire?
Where do I find that at?
8 plus your charisma bonus plus your proficiency bonus.
That's a lot of math.
That's not too bad. Because it's innate magic. So 8 plus 2 is 10. Plus your charisma bonus is 3, so 13. He rolled an 11 as these lights illuminate him. And just kind of stick to his being. And he is lit up. Or they are lit up.
Oh, proficiency bonus and charisma. Okay, I see where you got the 3 and the 2. Perfect. That way I know for next time. And I am going to. Oh.
What are you gonna do? Move away towards the rope?
Yeah, let's swim to the rope.
All right. You are securely held onto the rope in this moment. This will give you advantage on future athletics checks to go against the current.
Fantastical. That'll be it for me.
That'll take us to dusk.
All right. Dusk will move up more towards the front of the raft. And he will throw his spear at this guy.
All right. Throwing it. With the bless, 18 will hit. Or, yeah, 19, yeah, because fairy fire.
Boo.
As it does kind of nick him for 5 points of piercing damage.
And then roar at him a little.
Okay. Anything else for Dusk?
Nope.
Alright, that will take us to these marrow. This one here is going to try to first bite down onto Malakar. Getting a 15 to hit.
That's a miss.
And then it is going to try to stab you with its harpoon. Getting a big old 9 to hit.
Yeah, it's also a miss.
Then this guy will throw his harpoon towards Dusk, because you hit it.
Did not.
You did. Getting an 11 to hit.
That is a miss.
And then failing that, as yanks his harpoon back off the deck of your boat. He is going to swim towards... Weller, you're still there. Swimming towards you.
No, I'm not.
And just tries to take a big old bite out of you. Getting a 14 to hit.
It's a miss.
Alright. Seemingly troubled by these lights as he kind of like looking back and forth on his own body. Is clearly distracted. That will take us to Casmus.
Casmus is gonna throw a shatter right there, be able to catch that creature, but not catch Weller in the
All
crossfire. So right there. So advantage.
What
Let's
does it
go.
look like? Is this the first time we've seen him cast Shatter? What does it look like?
Basically, it would just be like some kind of big lightning, just completely coming from surprisingly nowhere, because we don't see the sky, and just completely hitting the water exactly at that spot where Casmus would be pointing, and it would just explode in a.
So it makes this loud kind of thunderous boom in the area. Audible out to 300 feet.
So DC 15.
Big con save. You got a 12, as he will take 10 points of
Nice.
thunder damage. Say it breaks some of the rocks over here too, causing the rapids to be less so over there. Anything else for Casmus?
No, that'll be it.
All right, taking us to Malakar. Malakar, start of your turn. Athletics check. All right. With a 21, your attacks are no longer at disadvantage this turn, and you can move twice the speed if you go with the current, and normal swim speed if you go against the current.
I'm just gonna swing at this fishy boy in front of me.
All right, swinging at the fishy boy.
You said it's not a disadvantage, right?
Not at disadvantage. You
Okay.
rolled above a 20. 22 will hit. And you deal 10 points of radiant damage. As they don't seem to like that light. Anything else from Malakar?
That'll be it for me. I'm gonna stay right on top of him.
Alright. Taking us to Fungi with Turvy on your back. Or on you're grabbing onto your tail.
Well, I'll put him, or I'll just kind of move him so that he can get onto the boat.
So yeah,
Well,
yeah,
charge.
easy enough. Yeah. Item
Yeah.
interaction.
And then, can I just swim under and hide under the boat in case one of these guys comes by? No, I wouldn't have a reaction save, but just want to play a little my strength.
Yeah, you can try to hide under the boat. Give me a stealth check with There's a crocodile under your boat. You can all see him between the slats. Yeah, I would say you at the very least have severe cover.
No. That's it for my turn.
All right. Let's just pretend that crime. I'm gonna put your token upside down to denote that you are under the boat.
Okay.
That will take us to the NPCs. Jim Jar. Let's see what happens. Poor Jim Jar. Jim Jar keeps drifting for a ways.
No way.
Yeah, way.
Yeah.
He got a big old 4 as he drifts into darkness, hitting some more rocks along the way. Slams into these over here. The other NPCs. Hemeth is going to try to pull that rope because Weller is on it. Weller, you're too heavy. Or rather, the current flowing with you is keep making you heavier than intended, as Hemeth can't pull you any closer. Spiderbait will take a shot with his short bow against the marrow that Malakar is fighting. Missing. Turvy is going to pull out his crossbow and actually Turvy's gonna put down Stool and is going to just leap. I'll be back. I've got this. And is going to leap into the water. Hoping and praying that he can swim good. If not, he's just going to go with the flow. We'll find out. Turvy is doing pretty well, as he's kind of using the rope as a guide and is dashing to get down to the end of the rope to get towards Jim Jar. Kind of passing by Weller, the creature will make an attack opportunity against him. With his harpoon. As Turvy gets stabbed along the way, he's like, "Oh, I'm all right. Get him, Weller." And kind of lets go of the rope at the end and starts drifting away. Pretty far. Catches up to Jim Jar. Or, well, those of you that can see in the dark, does kind of catch up to Jim Jar. That'll take us to Rincewind.
Okay.
Hey, you got a level 3 hype train going in the Twitch chat, FYI.
What does that even
Yeah.
mean? That is a choo-choo for sure.
What?
A hype train.
Got some cheers and gifted subs and stuff going on.
Yeah,
Okay.
got like 10 gifted subs out there.
Wow.
For who? Who did they go to?
Random, whoever's following.
Yeah, not always followers.
Fair enough.
Has to be. They
So-
could be just watching.
A level 3.
Good Chad got a sub. Clutch Fan 100. We
Well,
fought the GN.
well, thanks for the
Wow,
hype
thank you
train.
so much. That's awesome.
King of Hearts Gaming. Patchworks. And then the Woo Wolf gave to Piggy Pop Pie, OSIM Player, Alex MHI, Spardav 2, and Faux Fur Blanket.
Okay.
And we got some bits out there too. Jim with the bits.
Holy cow.
Fair enough. Well, let's keep the hype train going in the game.
That's
Yeah.
crazy.
Rincewind.
Holy cow.
Oh,
Okay,
yeah.
so
Yeah,
I
what are you
am
up to?
going to pull my hand crossbow out and shoot at contestant number 1
All right.
over here by Weller. And he's still fairy fired, I imagine.
He is. So it's at advantage. Being a 21 to
Ooh.
hit. You adding that planar
And-
warrior.
Absolutely. As a bonus action, I guess I should have done that beforehand. But I'm also gonna mark that dude as a favored foe.
All right. Does favored foe require concentration?
I don't know. Let's
Us.
see. If it does, then I would
I
prefer
believe
not
it.
to.
I believe it might.
Yeah,
I'll post it.
yeah, it does.
It does. So it's one or the other. Or well, it's not. One or you would lose bless. Yeah.
Okay.
But
Can
a
I
21
not
will
use
hit.
favored foe? Okay. Let's see. I'll pop that back off just a second here. There we are. And now click on damage. Which isn't a hell of a lot. But at least that'd be 10 force damage all day.
Hey, that's nothing to scoff at.
Right.
Does it look different when your arrow or crossbow bolt hits this creature now that it has this planar focus on it?
It just kind of goes as kind of like a translucence as it escapes the string, and then as it hits, it just reverberates a little bit. I
Gotcha.
can't even say that word right now. And then I'm going to lay back down prone.
Okay. I think I'm gonna take a nap now.
Yeah.
Fair enough.
And end my turn.
That will take it to Weller. Kind of hanging onto this rope, seeing Turvy and go after Jim Jar down there. This marrow assaulting you. What are you doing?
Waste not to attack this fine gentleman. You know what? May the odds ever be in my favor. I'm going to take an attack on this guy.
All right. It is at advantage because of your fairy fire.
Yeah.
19 will hit.
Let's do some damage.
For 11 points of slashing damage. As you slash across him, it kind of wavers in the water, but looks like he's lunging backward for another pierce towards you.
You know what? Yeah. Well,
Yeah?
this is going to be stupid, but
Is it?
yeah, when has Weller ever done something smart? Except for his rant, which was,
All the time.
you know, kind of a precursor to where we're at now.
That
I'm
wasn't
gonna move
anybody's
on.
fault though.
No, it wasn't anybody's fault. You know, I'm gonna move on down the river. I'm catching up with my boys.
Okay. Did I make you give me an athletics check for the turn then, as you release from the rope?
Yeah, I'm letting go. One thing that Hemeth was good for, he didn't do for me.
He was trying to pull you closer, but the water pulling you. 13, you can't go too far, but it is going right down the rapids. So I will say you're gonna take some damage. Give me a dexterity save.
Roger that.
All right, pretty good. So you're only gonna take 1 point of bludgeoning damage as you scrape against a couple of these rocks here.
I mean, what's 1 point between friends? You know.
And that'll take us to dusk.
Okay. Dusk will shout loudly at this guy from the last turn. I won't scream over the microphone, but his shout will
Gotcha.
be, "You miss!" And growl at him very loudly, and he's going to chuck a dart at him.
Okay. Absolutely. At advantage. Nat 20.
Take it.
For 10 points of damage. As you scream out, you missed and chuck a dart. His head is kind of turning towards you to see who's making this loud, roaring yell. Dart goes right into his eye as kind of grabs towards it, knocking his head onto one of these rocks as his body goes down the rapids. Anything else for Dusk?
And then Dusk will move over here towards the edge of the raft. And he will scream at this one, "He missed!" really loud. The
Okay.
point where the guy's fall getting under the water. That's it.
Oh.
That will take us to this guy. And yeah, he is going to. He's distracted by this light that Malakar is wielding. So he's going to try to stab at Malakar with his harpoon. Getting a big old 11. As he
That's
tries
a
to
miss.
stab, and the water's kind of raging about. And then he's going to try to bite you. An 11 again, believe it or not. Two of his enemies already.
Yes, getting tired.
Yeah. He is going to swim away. Malakar, you can make an attack of opportunity if you'd like.
Yes, I would. Is that normal?
I'd say still be normal because your turn hasn't come back up yet. That will hit him. And he will take 8 points of radiant damage. He does, however, have great speed here. Taking us to Casmus as he swims away.
He swims away. Yeah, definitely. I think it's 120 feet for.
Eldritch Blast? Yeah, he's
Eldritch
within
Blast.
blasting range.
Yeah, it's 120 feet. So I'm gonna try and Eldritch Blast at him as he's swimming away.
Alright. That's gonna hit him. He takes,
Oh.
15 points of force damage. It just kind of pierces into his shoulder, leaving a hole the size of a baseball. Kind of lets out a gurgle, but is still up.
Jesus.
Did we lose Fun Guy in the initiative?
No, he's
After
invisible.
Malakar.
He's right after Malakar.
Okay.
It's
I
because
gotcha.
his token is down here.
He was under the boat, wasn't he?
Yeah.
I got you. I'm sorry.
No, you're good. You're good. I appreciate you looking out because it does happen.
Guess we're just gonna move it like Dusk at the edge of the raft, and that'll be it.
All right. I'll take us to Malakar. Malakar, I need an athletics check for swimming in these rapids. All right, with an 11. You can move your regular swimming speed. Uphill is going to cost you more. Downhill is going to be still just 15 feet.
So let's see. Can go right to there. So I can move to here.
It would be right at the edge of the rapids. I'll need dexterity save.
Okay.
All right. 14. You do take 2 points of bludgeoning damage as the rapids are kind of banging you into the rocks there. But you're still up. You're still good.
And then I will cast Sacred Flame at the fishy boy up ahead.
Classic. He got double nat ones on his dex save. It was meant to be.
Nope. Did I just hit the right thing? I think I did.
Maybe.
We'll find out.
Let's find out.
I did.
As he will take 1 point of radiant damage. As he's still going. Anything else?
Yeah, that's it.
All right.
Nope, that's it for me.
Treading water at the edge of that rapid there. That'll take us to Fungi under the boat.
Malakar, can you yell at him for like an additional point of damage?
No.
Anything but one.
As the crocodile goes and swims.
Yeah, I'm gonna
Over the area.
swim up. I don't want to get too close to give away my position. I'm gonna just ready a dash. If by my next turn this Marrow is killed,
Okay.
if he dies, then I'm going to dash up to try and swim up to Topsy and Jimjar, lose as best as I can.
All right.
That's it.
That'll take us to the NPCs as Turvy grabs onto Jimjar. And Turvy's going to make a little stab out against this creature. Actually, he's going to make a couple. At disadvantage, though. Hitting with both of them as he grabs onto Jimjar. We've got you. And stabs out towards this Marrow. Treading water significantly, actually, much better than you would anticipate for Turvy to do. Stabs into the gullet of this mer creature as they breathe their final breath and mutter something none of you understand. And it kind of seems to this muttering echoes throughout the cave here as they do fall limp. Turvy will then try to swim up towards Weller. We can actually hop out of initiative there as you do kind of swim up to kind of help them along.
Yeah. We'll let them both be able to grab onto me and help them back up. Would I be able to scale back up this with them on holding on to them?
It would be an athletics check. It seems like it is calmer after this little period. So it might be easier to just wait for the raft. Unless you're hoping to chill in the raft for a while there. Because the raft is just chilling. It's not going anywhere.
Yeah, is there, can I see any other, I guess just right here is cool, but is there any other, like, land or anything to let them sit and rest on?
Definitely not in the immediate area. Not within your sight either.
Then I'll chill out here unless somebody wants to call out for us to come up.
If I remove the rod, is the boat gonna move very quickly and It's all.
There's one way
Oh.
to find out, but logic would dictate yes.
I mean, depend. What I'm saying is because it depends if it's stuck by some rocks. It might slow down the descent.
It's
Oh, man.
it's only stuck by the rod. As Malakar and Weller, what are you guys doing in this moment?
The rod is removed, and Weller and Malakar
It's not
are
removed yet.
beheaded.
Yeah.
Accidents.
There is a rope dangling if you guys want to take that. I would say you could easily grab onto the rope.
Yeah, I'd like to try to swim over and grab the rope.
The
Same.
crocodile would have a harder time grabbing the rope without chomping it off.
No, but I can lead Topsy and Jim Jar to the rope, and if they can
Yeah.
all climb up, then I can at least just on my own. I'll make my athletic check, see if I can get up. Otherwise, I'll wait for them.
Fair
Come
enough.
I was
back
gonna say,
down.
I'd try
Yeah,
to.
give
I
me-
would try to help him.
Give me an athletics check, Bungai, with the crocodile. All right. With a 20, yeah, you can make your way back up. No
All right.
problem.
There we go.
All right. Is everyone ready? Are we all on the boat?
Jim Jar.
We
Yeah,
all-
hold on.
I'm
Yep.
not ready. I'm fucked
don't
up.
just-
Can
Don't just-
I got
somebody
stabbed
get over here into position with an orb to
With
try
a-
to
Yeah.
with a giant
this?
harpoon.
Don't
Uh,
don't just release the rod.
No, I'm
Do not just release the rod. So what I
Yeah,
want to do is
some
I
kind of
want to take my
position.
spider silk rope and I want to tie it to one of these points over here on the back end of the raft. And then I want to take the rope and bring it over and do a double wrap around the rod. And then bring the other end of the rope and just loop it underneath this side of the rope bearing and bring it over the top and hold it back to myself. Then when you release the rod, it'll only go 10 feet. And then I can walk the rope forward and it'll slowly bring the whole raft down because the double wrap reduces the friction by a load of about 5 to 1.
Give me
So-
a survival check for Rincewind's knowledge on this.
No, I believe it.
I'll
believe it.
give you
Yeah.
advantage
I
on
mean,
the
he
way
sounds
you
pretty
describe it.
confident
Yeah.
about it.
I have
Sure.
never trusted someone more implicitly than I do
I
in
mean-
this moment.
Just to make sure that you can make it work.
Be
Alright.
bullshitting.
I would say 13 is good enough. Yeah. That seems like a
Okay.
solid plan. At least to get down this one
So
raft.
then, as the rope comes forward and I let drift off, then we can release the rod again, and then I'll cast Mage Hand and and push the button to re-engage the rod, and then we lower again another 30 feet, and then do it again, and then do it
Fine.
again, and then do it
That's
again.
fine with me. I'm gonna release on your command every time.
Okay.
Well, but then
Whenever you're ready.
Mage Hand would do the releasing after it.
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
So this will be
As
a
it'll be-
combination effort. We'll say you already made your survival check.
We
So-
could even have somebody else help me guide the rope up, because after it's broken over the edge of the backside, then it's just a drift up. So probably Malakar is our beefiest guy.
I love that this is working,
I can
momentarily.
do that.
but I also love to imagine the world where the 6 is what you rolled, and it was just Rincewind talking crazy.
Yeah.
Like, take the rope
Like
here,
the
put it here on
bullshitting,
this
yes.
corner, tie it to this, put a lasso around the dead bodies.
Yep.
All right. And then
So the first check that'll happen is going to be a sleight of hand from Casmus, or whoever's clicking the first time, and then it will
Yes,
be
let's reflect
sleight
this
of
time.
hand after that for the mage hand ones as well.
all right.
And I'll say if you want,
And how would I be
Uh,
helping if I'm helping?
yours would be a strength portion to try and hold it for the right part. So Malakar, give me a strength check. Casmus, give me a sleight of hand check.
And I move myself so that I'm by where the rod is, because in case any of them screw up and maybe like lose it, I can.
Well, the
And the
rod's
kitty
just
claws
chilling
are
in
sitting
in the
the floor.
center. I will say with an 8 and a 9. It seems to work fine. However, you hear this loud scraping as water spurts up out of the parts of your raft, as the raft does take some damage. Getting over the first hurdle, and you do still have the rod with your mage hand. I'll say that's not the issue of doing it, because it is a solid plan.
Right.
It's more of
It's a fantastic plan.
Just getting the timing right with everything.
Yeah.
It's exactly that.
yeah.
Yep. I'm not really super persuasive. So how about if we can get let's see if Weller, maybe you want to come help Malakar on his walking the rope back down.
Yeah,
And,
absolutely. I want to do that.
maybe Dusk, if you want to help us judge the distance as we're going over the front of the rapids, so we know we don't like high center ourselves. And if we have to do it a little bit, a couple more times to do it safer, just to clear the raft.
All right.
And
he
then
will nod and scamper to the front of the raft,
So
and then he will look at Fungi and say, "Can you?"
and I don't know, maybe Fungi can help us guide the boat
Yeah,
around the
I'd
bigger
say-
rocks that are jutting.
Fungi, give me a strength check. Weller and Malakar, give me an athletics check. Rincewind, this would be your sleight of hand this time with Mage Hand. And then... Or is Casmus doing the sleight of the Mage
Oh,
Hand?
that was on me.
He doesn't have the mage hand anymore.
Okay.
Oh my
What are we
goodness.
missing there? Missing
Well, at least it wasn't double nat ones this time.
What was the other thing? Yeah, perception from dusk. Yep.
Yeah, sorry.
No, you're good. That was the first thing in my head, and then I just lost it for some reason. All right. Kind of trying to guide down as a group. You do slowly and surely make it over this last rapid, as the waters are much calmer now that you've passed it. Not losing anyone in the process. Even going after Jimjar and Turvy with Weller. And the crocodile of Fungi. As you have passed this test or portion of the Dark Lake, that will be a good spot for us to take our little 5-10 minute break. And we'll pick up here in a few. So stick around, we'll be back at about 45 after. And yeah, we'll see you guys here in a minute.
See you all in a bit.
Choo choo.
Bye-bye.
Choo choo.
Alrighty, folks, we are back from our little break there, and, well, getting right back into things. Last we left off, the troop, or rather crew at this point, managed to make their way down some rapids and fend off some marrow as they were, well, one of you guys was a crocodile at the time, and things were a little tense. But luckily, with the clever use of a magical item, your immovable rod, keeping the raft in place, so you at least had a mount or somewhere to mount your defense.
The immovable rod and Rincewind, like I said in the Twitch chat,
seeing
the Matrix code.
Yeah. For sure. That definitely helped. And you got down safely through these rapids. A little bit of damage done to your vessel. The raft has seen better times, but it is only a raft, not a great boat. But traversing down into this dark lake, Jimjar is probably the most hurt out of any of the crew. I'm sorry I didn't, I just got knocked off. I didn't know what happened. I've never seen anything like that before. What were those things?
Guess as good as mine.
Alright.
Give me something. Tell me what to roll.
You can give me a nature check. Or an arcana.
Both the same.
Weller, you would have heard of these. These are what's called marrow, having ties to the abyss, the planes of demonic kind of interest, and, well, their home essentially. But they're not necessarily from the abyss, just that they have that influence over them. Speaking the abyssal tongue is most common with them, and they simply seek to kind of ideally drown and enslave and just cause mayhem amongst sailors, especially places like the Dark Lake, and they are never friendly to almost anyone. Even their own kind, they squabble between each other. But they're
Weller would
marrow.
relay that. Say they were marrow. Inhabitants of the abyss.
Well,
Not to be toiled with.
indeed,
Like
that
most
was a,
things.
Yeah, I think we've figured that one out very quickly. He's gonna. Is the fun guy still as a crocodile? Or is he back on the?
I would say by this point, if we're just floating along, I would have changed back into my regular mushroomy self, back on the boat.
Yeah, Gasmus would probably just say, "Yeah, we probably noticed that a lot of stuff just wants to kill us." He's gonna just give it a little look at one guy after the little incident on the island.
well, that was a marrow escape.
I hate you, but I love you.
Yep. Same
My
thing.
brain.
I win the evening.
Jim Jar will give a little smile.
How long have you been sitting on that?
Oh.
The entire combat.
I'm going at least 20 minutes.
Yep.
Viewers just dropped to 0.
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, that's crazy. We lost all the viewers.
Well, Jim Jar would give a little grin towards that. All right. Well, thank you, Turvey, and thank you, Weller, for coming after me. I guess I never learned how to swim quite well. Back in well, not Gracklestug. What's the other place? Boy, my names are drawing blanks here.
Blingdenstone.
Yeah, Blingenstone. Back in Blingenstone, you don't really have much water around. It's all stone. There's fountains and stuff, but nothing like a lake.
That's
Terrible.
what to learn is just to be thrown in.
That's how I learned. It's just gotta get your feet wet. And Hemeth. Well, ideally you don't fall off the boat and you have sturdy feet and, well, other people do the swimming for you?
Yeah, but sometimes I can't help it.
Right, of course.
Especially in the rapids.
Are the bodies of the Marrow still floating close by?
I would say a couple of them would be, yeah.
Can I see if I can grab one of those chainy harpoon things?
Yeah,
They
I
are
was gonna say.
oversized for sure. And they are meant for large people.
Okay.
But it might be salvageable and usable for something. Give me a perception check to see if you can see the large harpoons.
Maybe we can get them on the boat or something like that.
And Dusk will try to look for his spore spear.
All right, give me
Oops.
a
I still
perception check
have
looking for the
advantage on them.
spear.
Sorry about that.
You're good.
It's a big old flounder gig.
I would say with a yeah, your spear is kind of tucked away inside the same marrow that you find Rincewind. As it does have that large harpoon, it is twisted iron that is just, it probably weighs a good like 45 pounds with the chain
Maybe we
included.
can use it as an anchor. So
It would make for a good anchor.
let's hold that on, just in case
Or attach it to the front.
we hit
like a
rapids
waving
again. We
spear.
could slow ourselves with the chain anchor.
Yeah, less of complicated than with the rod.
Mm-hmm. That's what I'm thinking.
Could you use your little magical hand to grab my spear, please?
Absolutely. If we can guide it close enough, I will absolutely grab your spear for you.
As much as I hate to do it, can I give my hand crossbow and the bolts to Hemath?
Yeah, absolutely. Like, oh, well, I guess like I could use this. I'm more.
Weller just goes. Shh! Don't talk.
Okay.
Just take.
Sure. I'm stronger than I am with Dexter stuff, but okay. Sorry, talking.
Yeah, he has been in a few situations where range would come in handy, and he doesn't have anything, and he throws rope that he can't pull in.
Well, we tried. He just rolled poorly.
He tried. He
Don't
hasn't pulled up
stuff for you
anyone.
NPCs.
Yes, of course. I'll gives a wry smile to Weller.
Weller hates that, but
Mhm.
it's okay. He internalizes it.
Dusk will walk up behind Weller and whisper, "He's going to criticize the construction." Just accept. And then he'll walk off.
Well, as you all start drifting into some more caves and caverns, of this watery space. After about hour and a half or so, maybe 2 hours, drifting along under guidance of Weller and Hemeth, you come to a large cavern where you don't really, the walls, you lose sight of them as a grayish, greenish blue mist starts to enshroud everything. I would say Dusk, Rincewind, and Fungi. You would all hear a faint humming as the waters in here are quite still. Almost like someone's humming a tune. A slightly feminine voice off in the distance.
Dusk will do the paw finger to mouth, the motion to everyone to be quiet, and then he'll point to his ears and twitch his ears, letting everyone know they hear something.
He's just
Rincewind
going
will
to smile
point to
into the
his
darkness, listening to it. The little happy grin on his face, enjoying the music.
Rincewind will point to his ears and nod to Dusk, and then point to Fungi and roll his eyes.
Just be alert for if the humming and all that seems to be getting any louder.
Is it a recognizable tune or anything like that? Does anybody kind of...
Not to you, no. I would say not to anyone who hears it immediately.
Is it Crocodile Rock?
It is not Crocodile Rock. I'd say as you're drifting another 5 or so minutes, the humming does start to get louder. Slight. And you would see a faint glow through this fog, this mist, just resting on the waters. And it's moving, this glow. A voice would call out. Ah. Hello? Do I know you? Are you friend or foe?
No, knowing was not to risk anything. Casmus is gonna go right by Fungi, put a hand on his mouth so that he shuts the.
I was waiting for one of you to do that. I thought,
Yeah.
Are
Yeah, it
are
used
you
the F word.
lost?
I don't know. How do we want to approach this? I mean, it's kind of an open-ended question. Somebody's friend is always somebody's foe, so...
We could just say, we're fine, thank you. Have a nice day or night, whatever it is down here. And
Like the
just-
people that clean your
Right.
windshields in traffic. It's like, no, I'm good, thank you.
And that glow does seem to be getting closer towards you.
This is an inevitable encounter at this point.
I mean, it doesn't have to be. I mean, it would depend on what you guys are doing.
Well, no, I'm not. I'm just thinking we're going to have to do something is kind of what Dusk would mean with that.
Yeah, that's fair.
would I recognize anything like what the glow might be? You know, like a like you know, like a will-o-wisp type of thing. Like I have any knowledge, like any
Give me a nature check.
anyone.
Are they still the only ones that hear it?
No, you guys heard the voice asking if you're lost or if you're friend or foe.
You know what?
Can I do nature as well?
And you would also, it would be nature for what the light is that, but like nature for voice, the voice sounds like a woman.
Yeah, I'm gonna try and add on to this and use one of my knowledge from past lives.
Okay. It's making it a
Beef it up
12.
a bit.
It's hard to tell. It seems like it's flickering and glowing. Not too dissimilar to torch fire.
Is the voice in common?
The voice would be in undercommon.
Oh, then some of us don't understand what it's saying. Just
Yeah.
I have no
your
idea what they're saying
random
then.
gibberish.
Do you want me to make a nature check if I'm trying to
Discern
discern whether I'm aware? Yeah.
You would be aware. I mean, the fungi was just rolling a nature to see if he knew what the light was. I would say it's not too dissimilar to torchlight or lantern light, rather.
I'd translate for Casmus right away. I mean, by now I know he doesn't know Undercommon yet, so as I hear it, I'd be translating.
And I think myself and Malachar don't know it.
Yeah, I don't know it either.
Right. The light gets closer and closer.
So I know light,
Mm-hmm.
but with Weller being from here, do lights usually talk down here?
No. I mean, the Fairzest sometimes, I wouldn't say talk, it's just people have visions in the Fairzest, but not like... lights don't usually talk, no.
Okay. So we're met with the option of friend, foe, or just quietly passing through.
Well, if you're trying to be quiet, that's one way to go.
I mean,
But it's definitely. I mean, we're seen. It's not like we can. There's no way to sneak past this thing at any point. We're noticed.
Not with that attitude.
Yeah, I mean, that's up to you guys. It does seem like at the moment you guys weren't being sneaky or anything, so it seems like the light is coming towards you in this moment. But if you all wanted to try to sneak, you can.
I think we should see if we can get the light to stop where it's at. And then, I mean, they obviously have us at a disadvantage. So maybe say you have us at a disadvantage. Friend or foe to whom?
Make sure they're aware of the advantage that they have.
Or
Well,
tell
you
them
caught
not to.
You caught us with our pants down.
No, I mean, we don't know who we're speaking to. We could, friend or foe to whom?
Tell them
Alright.
not to approach because we all have the plague.
I'd say we shouldn't talk and just try to hide in the boat and just let it go. That's probably our best
Hey.
bet.
Yeah, what if we just say we mean you no harm, friend or foe of whom, like Rincewind was saying.
I'm good with that.
And perhaps, Weller, you should address the light considering your origin.
Yeah, Weller will go towards the light. What's worse going to happen?
I mean, you
All
guys
right.
are all in the same round.
That's what
so
we'll do.
Yeah.
Fair
I mean,
enough. So Weller calls out.
Yeah, with what my constituents have presented me, I would say, stop there, please. We mean you no harm, friend or foe of whom.
Oh. Friend or foe of me, of course. I wouldn't want it to... I didn't mean to come across... bothersome. All who wander are lost. The light keeps drifting closer towards you.
directions.
Is that really a good idea?
I mean,
Tell her
bonus
where we were.
Who
Yeah. Go ahead.
who exactly are you?
As you ask that, you would see looks like a kite with a lantern hung under it, floating out of the mist towards you, maybe some 30 or so feet away. A boat attached to this kite as it's just drifting. A small boat has a little bit of a cabin on the back of it. All manner of looks to be artistry or fungus or food stuff kind of gathered on this boat. You can see a string of fish kind of displayed along the side of it, hanging laundry as well, and kind of poking through with a long oar seems to be a singular, beautiful drow woman. Striking white hair, dark onyx-colored skin, near pupilless eyes, as rather well lit. Oh, it is me, the Maven of Delve. You can call me Maven Delve. That's my name. I mean, you know, a real harm.
And she'd be speaking in Undercommon, since I'm guessing
She would be speaking in Undercommon in this moment.
since he
But,
talked to him.
but kind of coming out to be able to see you all, she would quickly switch to Common. Oh, I'm sorry. Is that better? Can you all understand me now?
Is she floating?
No, she's
mean-
on the boat.
Oh,
She's on
on the
a
raft, yeah.
little, not quite a rowboat, but a little bit bigger.
like a skiff.
Almost,
yeah,
almost
skiff.
like a skiff, yeah. It definitely wouldn't be big enough for her and like more than maybe two other people, maybe one other person at this point, because she's got so much shit in there, and you could even see mushrooms growing on her vessel as well. I sensed some distress amongst the area, so I came to check it out. Is one of you, or perhaps all of you, under distress?
No, we're just cruising around the lake.
Cruising around?
I guess I'm gonna kind of side eye Casmus just a little bit, and then I'll say, what's with the mushrooms on your boat, Mom?
Just a pet project. Something I've been working on. What's with the mushrooms on your boat? And she gives a wide smile.
Start waving high.
Well, hello.
Hi.
Oh.
Are they-
You
would
are
you
a
say
sickly
they're-
little thing, aren't you?
Are
What do
they
you mean?
medicinal mushrooms?
Of a sort. Yeah, you could say.
Can I take where I am? Can I take a closer look, see if I identify what kind of mushrooms those might be?
Give me a nature check.
I could.
And that these mushrooms are like, help!
say with a 14, you're unsure what they are.
Hmm.
Even being down here, spending time with the mushrooms of the Underdark, these ones that are growing different types of lichen and larger caps. It's a wide array. And you can't pinpoint any of them, what they are.
I've never seen other mushrooms like the ones you have here. I've seen a whole bunch. What's special about those?
I've never seen a mushroom like you. What's special about you?
Nothing. I'm just fun.
Sure.
Weller would address her with a bit of reverence, being that she is a female drow, and say, Maven, what exactly are you doing down here in this particular area? Looking for lost souls?
If you don't mind us asking.
It would appear that I did find some, did I not? Or do you know exactly where you are? That's fine as well.
We have a very gifted cartographer.
She gives a slight nod at that. She kind of rows a little bit closer so you can kind of get within closer view, maybe within like 15-20 feet of your own vessel. I travel about the lake. You haven't seen my sisters, have you? I'll take that.
Who might they be?
Take that silence as a no. You would know them if you've seen them.
You, if we happen to see them, we could send them your way. Do you happen to have their names?
I'd rather you not.
I see. Hide and seek?
A bit, yeah.
Who's it?
I believe we all are. Or,
Oh.
or none of us. Hard to say.
Bit of sibling rivalry?
Yes, that's more like it. Yes, yes. Well, I do have remedies, or if you are lost, I know this lake like the back of my hand. Or if any of you
Can I do an-
are looking for anything in particular.
Can I do an insight check?
What are you trying to gain?
Well, I know. Well, do we know what kind of shape fungi is really in from the curse?
Yeah, I was just about to ask. Am I
Because-
aware of?
You haven't tried to heal yourself yet, so I would say
Yeah, that's the point.
no.
Okay. I'm going to kind of do
Fungi might feel like
Right.
something's wrong with himself, though. Now, Fungi, give me a medicine check on yourself to see if you know that you're fucked up.
Jesus, I am just.
I would say with a 12, there's something wrong, but you can't quite figure it out. You have weird physiology.
I mean, I've had a bit of like a tummy ache or something lately.
I can,
What
Which is
exactly
really weird because I
happened?
never really use my tummy.
What happened to Fungi?
It's cursed.
He got hit with a mummy.
Right.
At the
Mummy
moment.
rot.
So, do you, sell, potions, herbs, medicines?
I could, yes. Of a sort. Depends
sort.
on what you're looking for, and I might have something that could help. Sell, no. Trade, yes. If you've
Okay.
got something worth trading for, that is.
Some
Oh, we
ingredients.
just got a
you need.
bunch of stuff. What do you want?
Can I just interject for 1 second and inquire as to Maven's alignment with Lolth or Asha, or I mean, we're just trusting this drow woman down here in the Underdark implicitly.
They are.
I mean, you can ask, yeah, whatever you want.
I'm more afraid of her than anything, really. I mean,
Trade with her. I want to kind of get a better understanding with her. And
What do you say?
Maven, how familiar are you with Asha?
I don't know the name. I could find out, though.
Second priestess. Vlekenvlev is what I have written down.
Vulcanvelv.
That one.
Oh, I don't stray too far from the lake. This is a home of sorts that I found to like. She her eyesight kind of drifts off, looking into the mist for a moment as she thinks about that.
We make a few small trades with her, then go our way. That arouses less concern.
You have anything to trade?
Seems to be what she does, so
I have a couple of vials of acid.
I mean,
that
I've
I
got
would-
this spider dagger. That's probably about it. I could trade.
Maybe you
think
can
you-
use the acid.
You might have the wrong idea about trades. I don't
You-
want your stuff. That's all very elementary.
Oh,
here it comes.
so if I understand correctly, you're trying to trade in favors or something like that.
Or something. What would you be willing to give up? And what are you looking for? The ask kind of determines the requirement. So to
Guess we
speak.
should look at the group. Like, do we really want to trust her if we have to do that kind of a?
Do you have anything for my tummy?
Yeah, enough with the cryptic bullshit. Our
Oh.
friend is infected with mummy rot. Do you have anything that can fix that?
Perchance. Your friend. What do they like the most?
For God's sake.
My friends?
Would you be willing to trade one of them to fix this tummy ache of yours?
Oh no, I couldn't do
Damn
anything
it.
for my friends.
No, we'll give you Hemeth. Don't listen to him.
Hemeth,
I'll smoke back.
You'd
what are you
save
talking
me.
about?
Yeah.
I mean, we could give a little guy.
No. I can't give somebody her food. That's crazy. I'm here to help you guys get out of here.
Not you. The other little guy.
I know.
Talking about
No,
Stool.
you can't give up somebody just for me and my tummy. That's not fair.
If this is the
Casmus,
level
I
of
will
trade
fight
she
you if you try to
wants,
give up stool.
How would
if this
you?
is the level of trade she wants, I think we need to move on.
Your friend will probably be dead in the better part of a day or two. You're lucky you came across me, not my sisters. They wouldn't be quite as helpful.
Can I pull Dusk aside briefly?
Sure.
And I would want to mention to him that my fear is that if we don't give her something that she wants, we don't trade with her, we don't give her the interaction that she's looking for, what is to prevent her from giving us up to our pursuers if they were to come across her as well?
What is to prevent her from giving us up to our pursuers in any case?
That's fair. If she has something that can help Fun Guy,
For the exchange of one of us.
There's one other thing. I'm gonna take from my quarterstaff off the top of it this the mushroom that I have attached. This is my very favorite mushroom in the whole wide world. And it helps me do a lot of really cool magical things. If I'm really as sick, you say, you can make me better. Give it to you.
Did you say you have happy memories with it?
Oh yeah. I've had this thing longer than I can remember.
God, she's a Dementor.
How would you feel about your other happy memories?
What about my other happy memories?
You don't need those, do you?
I don't think I understand what you mean.
Your memories. I can take away the good and the bad. In exchange,
What would you do with my memories?
I'd have them for safekeeping.
Jasper's gonna turn to Weller. He's gonna open his satchel. He's going to put out the book. I can trick her with my book. I can get it back. He's gonna whisper to him.
Give me a sleight of hand check. Okay. Well, I hope you have something else maybe your friends would like to help you out with. Do you all need all of your eyes?
Maven, we're not trading you people
Just
or body parts.
Oh.
No, we're not into that kind of trade.
So, no limbs or no eyes.
Yep.
No memories.
Casmus would pipe up. I've got this old grimoire in my bag. I could probably trade you for what we need.
And what would I do
don't
with an
think-
old grimoire?
Oh, there's plenty of stuff in it. Plenty of information.
I don't think that she's looking for the physical so much as the essence of something.
Or she wants something more visceral.
There's just a lot of information about the arcanes in that book.
Surely there is. I know quite
Okay.
a bit about the arcane myself.
Could I do an investigation check to see if she's actually a drow woman?
It would be a perception.
If she's if there's an illusion.
Yeah, good call.
Oh
Perception.
yeah, it is an investigation. You're right. Sorry.
Yeah, I mean, perception's better, but I figured.
She seems like a drow woman. Beautiful.
Damn.
All by herself.
You can have my memories.
No, Give
Wait a second.
memory. You
She
probably
smiles towards Welling.
Right. We need to make it a little bit more
That
Bounded.
sounds amenable.
like what exact kind of memories we're willing to give up and how many of them, and instead of
My memories can't be that different from hers for down here. The good, the bad.
The other.
it sounds like a careful what you wish for kind of situation.
Yeah, it's definitely a monkey paw, but
I wouldn't take all of your memories.
which ones do you want?
The sweet ones. Tender morsels of happiness that you might have once endured.
Jokes on her.
They're few and far in between. If it cures our friend, you can have them. The memories that I have that I hold dear are not of down here. They're of another place. A place that I have told them of.
you can't forget those things.
You can remind me once we're gone.
I don't know, Weller. This seems a little. I mean, this seems like it's not something that you're gonna be able to ever get back. An enchanted taking of something is like it's gone.
It would be mine. How about you seem like a special case? Weller, was it? How about your screams? Surely you don't need those anymore.
Did I keep my yells?
Really isn't much of a difference, is there?
There is if you're taking one from me.
How about rants? Can you take those?
Yes, please.
Hey, you all shut up. You like my rant.
Yeah, right.
Do you want to help this little one? I would require something dire. She smiles towards you all. You know, I mean this in the most helpful way. I wouldn't want to see you all become lost in Eaten by an aboleth or something.
Nobody wants that.
Or you could take your luck to find it else. Probably find it in the river Styx.
Don't plan on dying.
No. No mortal ever thinks that they'll ever die. Even those that
mean-
say they don't. They don't
I mean, I don't plan on
it.
dying anytime soon.
Right.
At least not down here. That's the plan.
Right. Oh no, this is a pretty big decision, Weller.
Could you cure our friend and provide us safe passage, or at least directions?
Well, now that would be two things. I am exquisite with directions.
What if I only wanted good directions?
And I would need a good offer. Whatever
you
you are
ever
willing
been-
to give is whatever you are going to get.
Have you ever been out of the Underdark? Have you ever been topside? Ever seen the magnificence of a sunset, or truly known the glow of the moon?
I know of it. I don't.
Have you
need to
seen
see
it?
I can see without seeing. I can be there without being there. I've seen so many lives, so many deaths. I have seen
Maven,
this
have you
moon.
seen it with your own eyes? Have you experienced it for yourself? The freedom that exists up there.
The freedom.
Or do you simply know without knowing?
You all think you're free. Do you think you're free?
I have been once. I made a choice to come back here. And that is a knowledge that I'm willing to sacrifice to heal our friend and provide us with direction.
She kind of holds her finger up and kind of does a little tut tut tut. Now, you mentioned you want two things, and you're only willing to give up one thing.
You even
How
know
about-
what freedom is? I'm thinking it's
Wait.
worth two things.
How about loyalty? How about if we come across your sisters, we don't give up any memories of you, that we know where you are? You seem to not want to run into them. And if we do happen to run into them, we'll have our memories of you that they'll obviously want to take if they're as dangerous as you say they are. How about if we allow you to take our memories of you in exchange for you giving us
I
a written
wouldn't-
direction onto where to go?
I wouldn't want you to forget me. Loyalty requires it. Of course, if you loyalty. How about if you see my sisters? Give them an excruciating death. A death that befits their own station.
How many sisters do you have?
Just the two.
What are the odds? So it sounds like you're asking for two things.
No. Loyalty.
Not to be pedantic.
Loyalty is one
Being
thing.
pedantic.
Murder of two people is two things. We can kill your two sisters
Oh, you can.
if you meet our two requests.
But just one sister then.
You can handle the other by yourself.
Once one is dead. Has to be the right one though. Otherwise all is for naught.
How's the relationship between the other two sisters?
About as any relationship goes between sisters. Sometimes good, sometimes bad. Relationships have their ups and their downs.
Would you consider putting out a hit on your sister, an up or a down?
I would consider it an up.
There you go.
Do you have a potion that cures our friends, or do you have a power that cures him?
Yes.
Which one?
That was an either or.
I gave you an answer, didn't I?
Maven, what prevents us from shoving off right now, coming across your sisters and telling them exactly where we came across you at? Not saying we will, just out of curiosity.
Absolutely nothing. As you stated, you have free will. Looks like someone's giving... Patchworks is going to give Rincewind the 1 buff.
Oh!
So at the moment you have +1 to everything. For the next minute.
Uh-oh.
Something.
Okay.
You can do
Jeez.
whatever you like. You have free will. I don't need to cure your friend. It is entirely up to you. What you do with your own lives. I was trying to be helpful. You don't want my help. That's on you.
The worm turned on this conversation awfully quick. We went from willing to sacrifice memories to threatening to give you up to your sister. So I just want
It was a hypothetical.
slow this
I
roll
said
here just
what
a little
would
bit.
happen if.
Yeah.
Well,
But,
she seemed
I mean-
to be amenable to that. Your sisters, they are
Yes.
drow like yourself,
Quite possibly, yeah.
possibly.
What?
Sister or brother is a term not only used for blood relation. Her sisters could be something completely different.
This is true.
Coven.
Plunk likes to... Well... She's a Kuotoa. While Spiderwort is a goblin. As I said, I am the most amenable.
And which of those two would be the one that would need to be eliminated?
Plunk, of course.
What was Spiderwort? I'm sorry.
Kuotoa.
Spiderwort.
No, Plunk was Kuotoa.
Yeah, Spiderwort was a goblin.
Goblin. Okay.
God, that's what I was thinking.
Like,
So of course this is more complicated.
Maven, it's been a bit since I've been here in our homeworld, but typically sisters are other drow. What exactly are Plunk and Spiderwort sisters of you in?
The
Is there a society or
sort of a sorority?
hot?
Exactly. Not quite when you think about Plunk and Spiderwolf. Not quite
Wow.
as well. Don't have this form. Back to our bargain, though. You want directions? Directions for what?
Maven, you have our deal. Take my memories, good, bad, indifferent. Heal our friend, give us directions. One thing, two things, call it what you will. We eliminate your sister, Plunk. As you wish, that's part of the bargain. Take it or leave it.
I mean, we kind of gotta tell her where we want directions to. That's kind of just what she asked.
I mean, we kind of also need to know whether she can actually heal the fun guy or not.
Yeah.
These are semantics. Very important semantics, don't get me wrong.
Of course. Well, and she kind of reaches into like a crate, pulls out a jar, kind of rubs it along her shirt, hands it to Weller. If I could have a drop of your blood, please.
Does that solidify the memory deal, or is that part of the potion?
It's part of the process, yes.
You need some help with that, Weller?
Am I going to lose my memories once I give you this drop of blood, or is this you proving to us that you can heal our friend?
Well, I have no proof until it's done.
Oh, for fuck's sake, of course.
Stephen, who would you say Weller is the closest to?
Who
have I
would
bonded
you
with the
say
most?
Weller's the closest to? That's up to you. I don't know. I can't make.
I love when Steven takes the back seat and he's like, I haven't been here.
that's your
I don't
character.
know. Been here every step of the way.
Did you mean closest? Bond?
Bonding.
Or closest?
Bond, yeah,
Mhm.
bond.
I thought you meant like located, like who's
No,
standing
no.
right next to him.
No, closest bond wise. Rincewind has blessed me a few times. I would, and we've been together since the beginning, so I would put my hand on Rincewind's shoulder and tell him, remember my freedom. Remember that I know of a place that exists outside of this Underdark, a better place. A place of beauty, a place of freedom, a place where even though our kind, my kind, is admonished, we still find a way to coexist. Remember this for me and remind me. And then I would take my glaive.
Hold on.
Oh no.
Absolutely, I will do that. And I wink at Dusk and I spin Weller around so he's facing him, and I go, now.
Dusk will deftly and quickly rabbit punch him in the nose. And then spin him around.
Okay.
Give him a little bloody nose.
And
Weller
I'll take
doesn't know
the
what's happening.
blood off of his nose and I'll flick it over to the.
Okay, there you go.
Flicking it into the jar.
Yeah.
She smiles at that. Have the fun you have now. And she cuts off a bit of one of those mushrooms. And just takes a handful of the water. swishes it around. She looks in it, holding it up, and kind of sets it on what looks like a little Bunsen burner that starts to glow with red, green, blue flames for a brief moment. Weller loses consciousness. Falls unconscious.
Since I'm behind him, I'll throw my arms, kind of hook him under the armpits, kind of lead him down gently, I guess.
And she'll point her finger to Fungi. You, come here. We'll fix you right up.
I'm nervously walking over towards her while looking back at Weller with concern on my face.
And she pulls out a little sewing needle and a knife. A small scalpel, almost.
My eyes a bit wide open, looking back at her.
And she kind of leans down, because you're short, and the area where you were hit, like in the shoulder by that mummy. Yes, that's it. And she starts digging into your arm. You do take 3 points of slashing damage. As she starts cutting. Oh, be still. This will take a moment. Starts cutting open. And that same scalpel, she cuts a sliver of her own skin. Licks it. As you can see, her tongue extends 3 times the length of a normal person's. Licks her own skin that she just cut off. Slaps it in Fungi's skin. Starts stitching it up. This'll be all better. Don't you worry. Give it a good night's rest. Your friend will wake up soon. Now, where is it you'd like to go? Looking over all of you. Weller's not going to speak because he's unconscious.
Yeah.
Nope.
And Dusk will be checking Weller over to make sure physically there's nothing going on.
Jasper's gonna look over at the ones that are still conscious and just like should someone say it? Like just we should say it?
I mean, hold on, I gotta check my notes.
Hemeth will kind of speak up. We're trying to get the Gracklstug.
Mhm.
It's just across the lake. Oh. Don't know why
We
you
kind
want
of
to go
got-
there. Yes.
Well, honestly, we're trying to get some distance between us and Sloopadoop. And it seemed like
terrible thing that happened to them. Quite glorious at the same time.
Yeah. We may or may not have been I think a front seat to that one. Not pretty.
So many screams echoing throughout the dark lake.
yeah, that was something, huh?
So many screams. Ah, yes.
Oh. Yeah, we're out to spread the word.
I'll draw you a little map to help get you there. And she pulls something out of a barrel. Looks like a rolled up piece of leather. Not much hair on it though. It's like just like flattened, darkened leather. And gets an ink quill that's also on her. Like, it's so much shit on her boat. It's just like a hodgepodge. Like, she's a hoarder for sure. Gets some red ink and starts drawing symbols. You'll be right on your way. Gives you all a big smile as she's taking a moment. And after waiting for a small period of time, you would notice a faint glow as she's writing it. And a faint glow on Fungi's shoulder. The same faint glow under Weller's eyes. As his eyes are deep in, like, he's a drow. He doesn't need to sleep. He's never slept before in his life. Other than feeling drow poison. But this, you can see his eyes moving rapidly. Almost backwards. But she'd finish her writing, blow on it, roll it up, and hand it over across to your boat. This'll take you right there. I don't take responsibility for the dangers along the way, but it is the way.
Vesper's gonna take the letter thing and just nod to her. Not really saying a word.
Leather scroll map.
Yeah.
Is there anything else I could help you with?
I'm assuming she wasn't trying to charm me or use magic to put me under.
It's not that you're asleep, it's that you're in like a coma for a brief period of time. And essentially, it is magic that is making you in this place, but it's not magic like you know it. It's more like you're
narcotic.
Yeah, like you're catatonic in this moment. It's not sleep. It's this other second
Like
thing.
a trance.
Yeah.
Okay.
And you kind of willingly gave her your blood anyway,
Yeah.
so that.
Yeah.
That's the thing.
I mean, I don't know. I was punched and my blood was flicked.
You agreed.
Fair.
I mean, who knows?
As-
She may have taken a dagger. We chose the path of least resistance for you, my guy.
I was about to slit my own hand.
Well,
Y'all punched me in the nose.
yeah,
I'd rather
well,
have a nose hurt than a cut hand.
Bleeding hand.
I mean, usually
You're
a
not gonna
dust
hold that
punch
blade
comes
nicely
with
in.
healing, you know?
Yeah.
right. I mean, the worst that's going to happen is you're going to have to clean blood out of your stash.
True.
So, I mean, I do feel bad about that.
Well,
but,
the monk technique I used makes it's permanently there, so he's going to have a bloody mustache forever.
oh god.
As Dusk is kind of checking Weller over, he's going to be handing off Weller's weapons to Rincewind and explain in case he does not know us when he wakes.
Good point. I turn to the Maven one more time and I say, do you want your sister to know it was you?
Oh. Drown her.
Okay.
Has to be drowned. If you don't do it, it won't work.
Alright, we'll drown her, I guess.
It's kind of
And
a risky way to go, living on a lake, right?
Well,
I mean,
Drowning a Koatoa would be complicated.
Yeah, I was gonna say she's a Koatoa, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
How do you drown the fish person?
She gives you a smile. Well, good luck, and I hope you find your way to Gracklestug. It was a pleasure
What do you-
doing business.
Do you think there are better than even odds that we're gonna run into your sister on the way?
She just gives you a smile. And,
Okay.
and pushes off of your boat with hers. Or kind of shoving off with her long oar. That's probably like 15 feet long, like way too long for this woman to be able to handle. But she shoves off as you would hear her humming in the distance as she leaves into the mists, just as she came. That faint light. And with Weller unconscious in this moment, Fungi hoping whatever happened worked. And that'll be where we'll end tonight. As there was definitely a price paid for some things. We'll see if it pays out.
The cold road always takes its toll.
That's right. But thanks for watching, folks, and we'll be back at it again next week. So check us out then.
Thanks, Twitch.
And yeah,
Fucking killer tonight.
Yeah.
Level 3 hype train. Some subs, some bits.
all wonderful things. So yes, thank you guys so much. It means a lot more than you know. So thank you.
Thank you.
And we'll see you next week.
Night,
Critical Role, we're coming for you.
Bye.
Next week.
All right. Good night.
Good night.